All right, guys. So we're going to talk about Pat Robertson. He was the Christian preacher man that says they're headlining it now that Trump wouldn't have been Trump without Pat. So Pat and Trump, they're comparing, to the Christian nation and as the saviors and the men of God and things of that nature. So we're going to talk about his death using gematria, which is the practice of coding letters into numbers. So they give us this headline on the 8th of June. And going into that day, anybody that knows gematria knew that we were going to have sacrifice headlines that day. And what do we get? We got the sacrifice of Pat Robertson. And he's dead at the age of 93, so nobody's ever going to question the death of a 93-year-old because, their time's come. Guys, he had the perfect birthday. He was born on 322. So if you don't know what 322 is, guys, it's Skull and Bones. They're known as Order 322. They come from Yale. Watch my other videos. These numbers that we're about to talk about are numbers that we talk about in almost every single video over and over and over again. So he created the Christian Broadcasting Network, and it was home of the 700 Club, okay? So he dies a span of, 78 days from his birthday, or a span of 79 days. So we're 78 days from his birthday, March 22nd, or a span of 79. So the 700 Club is 78. His name, 79. Society of Jesus is 79. Murder's 79. Which is why he got killed on the 8th of June. Because that's what he was famous for, and that's when he had to die. So many of these rituals play out to be the same rituals over and over and over again. They say history repeats, and this is why, because these people are dying by the same code over and over and over again. Just like this guy's name equals 79, right? And he's dead 79 days after his birthday. Jerry Springer just died at the age of 79, and his name equals 79. So it's the same rituals being played out over and over and over. And there's a reason that we see 79 a lot with death and murder. It's because murder equals 79. No different with the Christian Robertson that's, you know, famous for the 700 Club. They actually released the 700 Club on October 1st back in 61. And he died 115 days from that first release, which is a number that we see all the time in killings. We actually had several, you'll see a lot of NBA players, football players, basketball players that will die like 115 days from their draft date, or even in Hollywood, like this guy, 115 days from when their episode came out, or like Survivor, 115 days from the premiere of their season, and then they'll die at a crazy age from a crazy thing, and you'll see 115 a lot. And there's a reason that he died 115 days after his first show came out. Because killing Lucifer and Masonic all equal 115. Now, he was worth $100 million. So, Christians, I love y'all. I really do. But I want to know, how can you justify a preacher, a God-fearing man, being worth $100 million when you see the status of the homeless population? How can anybody have $100 million in the bank and walk by homeless people and be a man of God? They're not men of God. They're just, it's, and a deal with the devil, guys, is called a Faustian bargain, which is 100. He's worth $100 million. So, and if you'll notice, the company he formed, which he ultimately died by, is 187. Just like if a cop calls in a homicide, they're going to call in a 187. And that's what cracks me up. People are like, oh, numbers can't be words. Really? Then how can a cop get on the radio and say we got a 187? Tell me why Dr. Dre came out with a song that says 187 on the MF and cop, and then his kid dies 187 days from his birthday. How can numbers be words? It just can't happen. Roman numerals ain't a thing. Cops don't call in a 187, right? They call in a homicide, right? No. They call in a 187, which means homicide. Where does cops come from? The Fraternal Order of Police, straight out of the Masons, guys. Straight out of the Freemasons. Research. Here's your homework for anybody that doesn't believe this. Research where your police come from. Where did the organization originate from? Start looking at history, where it come from. Research where your Bible came from. It actually came from the Roman Catholic Church after they changed it a million times. So this guy's born on 3/22, dies on a human sacrifice date. His name equals 79. He's dead 79 days from his birthday when murder equals 79. He's just a preacher worth 100 million. Nothing funny here. Famous for the 700 Club. 78 days after his birthday, or a span of 79. Never fails. Same patterns over and over, guys. But love y'all. Catch you on the next one.